From Thunder Studios in Long Beach, California, DMG Promotions brings you an exciting night of action-packed boxing. Thank you for joining us wherever you may be. I'm Beth Duran alongside the crime-fighting cut man, one of the best in the business, Mike Rodriguez. And Mike, I love these DMG shows that we do here at Thunder Studios in Long Beach, which, by the way, fantastic setup for boxing in Southern California. Thunder Studios quickly becoming the home of boxing in the LA area. But DMG Promotions started this year, and one thing that they did was we're going to give young fighters an opportunity to shine, and before you want to become the star and the pay-per-view making all the millions, you have to start here. It's very important for a fighter.
I don't care who you are, this is where you start. Developmental fights, 50-50 fights. You're in front of a lot of times you're in front of your hometown crowd. This is your time to shine until you really get up to the very, very big bright lights.
Now, Mike, you've worked in fights that have been pay-per-view. You've fought fights that have been in the main event. You've fought fights that are at 3 in the afternoon. But before you become the Mayweather and the Canelos, you have to get through these kind of things. You've had some crazy opportunities in your life.
Absolutely, I've traveled the world, but let me tell you something. These guys that are fighting in 4- and 6-round fights, these fights mean just as much to them as if you're heading a pay-per-view.
And some of the opponents, heck, they might see the Mayweather, they might see the Bivol, they might see an opportunity to say, you know what, that's a big-time prospect. I can upset him and change my career. There's some guys that have upset on their mind tonight. Don't go anywhere. Our first fight is ready to go. Make sure you follow the DMG social media account for all the behind the scenes. Our ring announcer for tonight, Chad Fishburne.
Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, welcome and bienvenidos to Thunder Studios here in Long Beach, California. I'm your ring announcer for the evening. My name's Chad Fishburne. SoCal, let me hear you one time. Ladies and gentlemen, the following bout is scheduled for 10 rounds in the super featherweight division. It is presented by Dmgboxing and Fightbook in association with Top Rank Boxing. It is sponsored by Happy Jewelers. Our judges for this bout are Rudy Barragan, Fernando Villarreal, and Lou Moret. Our referee in charge of the action is Ray Armendariz. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, weighing in at an even 130 pounds. His professional record, 15 wins, 6 losses, 7 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Rosemead, California, this is Brendan Valdez. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at 129.8 pounds. His professional record, a perfect one. 16 wins, no defeats, 11 wins coming by way of knockout. He is from Las Vegas, Nevada. This is DJ the War Machine Zamora.
Okay. Come around here. Come around here on this side. Look here. For you guys, from here on up is legal. De aquí para arriba, de aquí para arriba está bien para ti. Ya te di instrucciones en el vestidor. I gave you instructions in the dressing room. I expect a clean, fair fights, pero una pelea limpia. Touch them up, choquen guantes. Back to your corner, gentlemen.
Ray Armendariz is the third man in the ring. We get ready to go. This was scheduled for 10 rounds. Our opening bout here at DMG Promotions from Thunder Studios in Long Beach. Mike Rodriguez, my partner tonight. Mike, you said you were talking with DJ. You like his demeanor, but what's Top Rank say about him?
They're very excited. I had a chance to talk to Brad Goodman and Bruce Trampler, who made the trip. I had a chance to talk to Brandon as well. I actually worked Brandon's last fight. He's a very, very willing fighter, but he's been matched really tough, and these first couple of rounds are going to be very interesting to me.
Yeah. Brandon Valdez, a good opponent for a young fighter, but you cannot sleep on him. You have to take him serious.
Yes, because if you look at the record of the fighters that he's fought, he's never been matched easy. He started off as kind of a prospect, but here's the thing. Even in the fight that he lost last time, he was in that fight until he got a little bit tired.
Valdez, born in Colombia, now lives in Southern California. And as he stepped up in competition, he'll take on anybody, but the word on him is he's a brawler. So his last fight, Dominic Valle went the distance. He's lost his last 3 against guys who had a combined record of 41-1. And the one loss was Ruben Villa. So it's been tough for him, but he knows his role. He goes and he makes it tough for everybody.
Yeah, he doesn't say no, and he knows that he's just this is an opportunity. I'm not going to say he's going to fight for a world title if he wins the next 2 fights, but it puts him in fights, and this is how he makes a living. This is how he lives in the United States, and he probably sends money back to Colombia.
Yeah, this is a good test for him because his only time he's ever been stopped was by Robeisy Ramirez back in the bubble. I mean, that's always tough for anybody.
I mean, and there's another name. We keep naming these names that he's fought, and to have a 13-6 record is still very respectable as he rolls under and lands a nice little left hook.
DJ coming off a TKO victory, a 4th rounder in April of this year. This is only a 2nd fight of 2025. And as he's climbing the ladder and he's moving up, it's I'm pretty sure it's getting harder to find him quality opponents that can give you the professional rounds.
Well, the last guy he fought, Hugo Castaneda, was 15-0, so that was kind of a fight of 2 prospects.
Yeah, and he took care of business in the 4th round stoppage in a fight that was at the Palms in Las Vegas.
One of the things that I see very early, and it is something Valdez, even though he lands a right hand, sometimes, Beto, he accepts getting hit just to land one.
Yeah.
When I think, and when you step up against better competition, you can't get away with that for too long.
Yeah, he will definitely trade with you. He's not going to run at all. And here he is landing a couple of shots upstairs to DJ, who rolls with one of the punches.
And he landed a really good right hand to the temple, and now he's a very dangerous guy.
Valdez going upstairs, landing big shots. DJ trying to slip him, but he's on the rope. Valdez has found a home for that right hook. Another right hook from Valdez in the green. Overhand right from the Colombian. DJ getting tagged in the corner, and Valdez is jumping all over him. What a round for Brandon Valdez as DJ Zamora just trying to survive the first round. 10 seconds to go. And Valdez doesn't care about your undefeated record, DJ.
Yes, and let's hope he didn't punch himself out, but he would land at about 8 or 9 right hands. Very good round for Valdez.
Heck of a round, and that's the most that DJ's ever been hit like that.
Probably he got hit in the last minute of that round, probably more than he's been hit in his whole career. You're going to see a good right hand here that probably landed on the temple as DJ was doing a really good at slipping and rolling underneath, but he got caught in a straight line at some point. He was keeping his range, and then you're going to see a good right hand that kind of right there that kind of buzzed the tower a little bit. He got a little stiff-kneed, and one thing about Valdez, he's not going to let you off the hook because sometimes those opportunities are few and far between for him.
All right, so Zamora survived the onslaught at the end of the first round, and this is how Top Rank does it. They match their guys up nicely, and you test them to see what kind of passing grade you're going to give them. So now it's up to Zamora to come back and control this round.
And I think what he needs to do is he needs to punch in range. I think he fell over a couple of times, and a guy like Valdez that's a little shorter, but Valdez actually has longer reach than him.
Yeah, it was 71 to 68 reach advantage for Brandon Valdez in green.
One thing I like that Valdez is doing is he's bending at the waist, and he's not coming in a straight line. That's where I've seen him in several other fights. That's where he tends to get in trouble, like I mentioned earlier, where he accepts getting hit.
So DJ from Las Vegas, the great work that he's gotten over his amateur career and as a professional here now in fight number 17. I've heard his name for a couple of years and has been coming up nicely. And this is exactly where he should be.
Yeah, this is a really good fight. I love that the fact that we're opening the night with this fight. It kind of sets the tone for everything else, and it actually will inspire the other fighters in the back that they have to perform tonight, like
Absolutely.
These two guys are doing. Now, obviously, it looks like DJ has recovered a little bit, even though he did take a good left hook. And I like the fact that Valdez is not punching himself out. Now, whether he's a little tired from the last round, but he's a professional, and he knows this is a 10-round fight.
Yeah, he knows how to work and knows to go the distance. And this is where, if you listen to Bob Arum or Bruce Trampler and Brad Goodman, the people who run Top Rank, it's about bringing up a fighter, but you have to also recognize how old they are, right? And he's a young 22. He's had a lot of fights, but you feed him the first couple, and every fight is a step up. Castaneda was a good step up, and he took care of business. Valdez is going to be that rugged fighter, Colombian. Not much technique to Valdez, but what are you going to do? Can you outbox him?
Yeah, and he's doing a good job this round. I think Valdez gets tagged as a brawler a little bit, but if you watch certain spurts, when he gets behind his jab, he does very well, just like he did with that 1-2. DJ's having a little trouble finding him because every time he comes in to try to commit to a punch, he's getting hit with something.
Like that. A good right hand countered by the Colombian Brandon Valdez.
I like Valdez's physicality, and I like right now DJ's punching at range. And you know me, Beto, I like fighters that punch at range. God gave you certain gifts, and if he gives you that gift, you have to use it. But the one thing he's doing to get caught with that right hand is he's moving in a straight line backwards.
This one's scheduled for 10. It's starting to heat up. A good one, back and forth.
For the bell.
And here you see DJ. He wants to stay away from those ropes because every time he gets on those ropes, he ends up catching something that he does that I guarantee you his trainer, Kay Karoma, does not want him to catch. But he did a better job of staying at range, but he's still moving to me in a little bit of in a straight line, Beto, and if you notice, he's getting a little tall, and that's why he keeps getting hit with that right hand.
Vámonos.
Oh, the DJ likes the song a lot. He's going to keep going while the music, while the jam is going.
Yeah, maybe they'll fight with a little bit of rhythm.
Yeah, there you go, Ray.
Time in.
Don't want to be the DJ that gets in trouble.
Ray Armendariz must be not a fan of Shake It.
Right, well, because Brandon Valdez wants to shake that right hand, and that's a good left hand by DJ Zamora to the body. I like that, the lead left.
The one thing he's not doing, though, he's not double jabbing. Everything is one shot, if you notice right now.
One shot?
Yeah, DJ's throwing just one shot at a time. And I think if he doubled up his jab and pushed Valdez back a little. Valdez does not fight that great going backwards as Valdez lands a good left hook to the body. And if you can see if DJ lands that double jab, he's going to bump Valdez off his spot, and then he's going to be able to move up on him more effective, just like he did right there with that quick 1-2.
Well, we talked about in the open, Mike, that you have your young prospects, is what DMG is about, giving the young prospects an opportunity. But these opponents, for lack of a better term, right? They're on the B side. They're not the ones that are selling the tickets. But these guys have a lot to lose as well and a lot to gain, because if Valdez gets another loss, you get into that, is the commission going to approve some of your fights? If he wins, now it's like, uh-oh, wait a minute, can this guy make another run? Not to be a champion, but more of, hey, I can go and fight another undefeated guy and maybe take their O.
Yeah, and then you can be in another 10-round fight. And like guys like this that you like to call an old school term, kind of trial horses, journeyman. I don't like the word journeyman.
Nah, neither do I. Oh,
but he lands a really good left hook.
Lands it, buckles the knees of DJ Zamora again.
They clashed heads.
Southpaw clash.
And as a cut.
And Zamora's cut on above the right eyebrow. That's a nasty cut, Mike.
Yes, and that's one of the things that I'm...
Got a cut right here over the right eye. I'm going to let it continue. You see it? Can you continue? Yeah. Right now? Go over there. Go over there. Watch the head. Cuidado con la cabeza, okay? Cuidado con la cabeza. Time in.
And here's the replay of that clash.
And as you can see, it's accidental. Both guys coming together, which will happen after Valdez landed that. And there it is right there.
Just accidental. Good job by our replay crew getting that. And Valdez jumps on it right away. Upstairs, Valdez working Zamora, the Colombian in green. And now you see Zamora, Mike, that right eye, he has it wincing, it's closing because the blood is affecting his eye. That's got to sting.
And here's what else it's doing. It's inspired Valdez even more when you see your opponent bleeding.
Time!
And it's going to go to the doctor, check it out.
Doc.
Now, what's going to happen right now?
Daniel Diaz and James Brown, the doctors. Is Daniel Diaz coming?
They're going to take a look at that.
Keep him right here, Doc. Keep him right here, Doc. You going to let him continue? All right. Stay right here. Stay right. Allá. Quédese allá.
Here's that clash.
The reason I stopped it is because the boxer continued.
It'll be a no contest.
It would be a no contest.
This is now, if you're the corner of Valdez, you got to tell him to jump on him, right?
You do, and if you're in the corner, of DJ, there's some strategic things that I've had to do when I worked with Callum Walsh when he was cut real bad. We knew he was winning the fight, and we got him through the 4th round, and as soon as the 5th round started, he couldn't see, and we ended up winning a technical decision.
But that's because it went past 4 rounds. You go to the scorecards. Under 4, it'll be a no contest.
It's going to be real interesting to see the work that they do in DJ's corner this round to see how it affects that 4th round, if it even gets to the 4th round. But it looks like it's okay right now, other than the fact he's having trouble seeing. But I like what the cut man did there, because there's also some swelling under the eye. He had a cold press on an end swell that was going to try to alleviate some of that swelling as well, because you do not want the swelling and the cut to connect.
All right, so the bleeding has stopped. Good job by the corner stopping the bleeding, and we're in the 4th round.
Now, if you notice, Beto, when that round started, and obviously probably from some instructions that Valdez got from trainer Javier Capetillo, they told him, get on him.
Right. He looked like he was shot out of a cannon.
Literally, the ref had to stop him. So because it's a 10-rounder, DJ just needs to remain composed to stay in the fight. He can work his way back into the fight, and doing just like that by throwing more than one punch, and those combinations are going to keep Valdez at bay. And Valdez may run into something because he's so anxious to come in.
Good job by the corner of Zamora. There's no blood so far through the first 40 seconds of the round.
No, it wasn't a big cut. I think it irritated his eye, because sometimes even the glove, even though the cut's not bad, it feels worse than it is.
But it's also something for a young fighter when you've never been cut like that, never had to go through that adversity, that you now get tested in more ways than one. Right hand from Valdez, an uppercut. Zamora trying to hold on, doesn't, trying to fight off the ropes, finally does, as he holds on to Valdez in green. And Javier Capetillo, loving what he sees from Brandon Valdez.
If you notice, though, one thing that I don't like what Valdez is doing, when he opens up, his punches are getting just a little bit wider, and a precision puncher like DJ may be able to turn the tide by catching something, but he cannot stop that right hand right now.
Stop, I got you.
Zamora holding on anytime they're close in the corner.
Yeah, he's not as comfortable on the inside as Valdez is. And there's another right hand. He can't miss with that right hand.
It's been flush all night long for Brandon Valdez. That overhand right connected against the right side of the southpaw, DJ Zamora, who's undefeated, 16-0.
And if you notice, Valdez is throwing kind of a looping jab now that's almost a half hook. He's trying to hit the top part of that eye. And that's smart.
Yeah. Well, you want to cut it up.
Absolutely.
Less than a minute to go in round number 4.
See, and that's where Valdez gets himself into trouble. He reaches with the jab. He doesn't touch him with the jab. He doesn't touch him with the right, and then he's defensively vulnerable.
But has DJ landed anything to make Valdez think, I don't want to get too close?
No, you can kind of tell right now by Valdez's posture. He's kind of walking through his power because he's having so much success with that right hand.
Good left landed by Zamora with 30 seconds to go.
I'm going to tell you something. Valdez, he's no defensive wizard. Nobody's ever going to get him confused with Pernell Whitaker. But he's bending enough at the waist and bending his knees that's keeping his head offline and off level. And that's preventing DJ from squaring him up, and DJ has not squared him up yet.
10 seconds, guys.
There's another left hook. He's a very physical fighter.
Absolutely. Coming in, attacking the 15-6 Colombian Brandon Valdez. And we go to the 5th round. 5th round of action coming your way. Beto Duran and Mike Rodriguez with you on Millions.co. And if you love this fight, you can tip the fighters. That's right. You can now tip the fighter if you like what you see on Millions.co.
Can they tip the commentators?
We'll keep it up, Mike. You're going to get some money coming your way soon. So now, Mike, because we're in the 5th round, if it were to be stopped, what happens?
Well, as soon as the bell rings for that 5th round, this is a legal fight, which means this round will be scored whether it lasts 10 seconds or the whole thing or 2 minutes.
So there has to be a decision.
Yes, they would go to the scorecards if he was unable to continue because of that cut. Now, I like what DJ's doing this round. He's being a lot more authoritative with his lead hand, his jab, and he's pushing Valdez back. Kei Koroma, who has an excellent pedigree as a trainer both at the amateur and Olympic level and the professional level, obviously told him to start being a little more assertive with his jab, and it's breaking the rhythm of Valdez as he lost his balance a little bit.
Different approach for Zamora this round. He's in the middle of the ring. We haven't seen much of that tonight.
Yes, I think he knows he needs to stand his ground because he's giving up too much in points, and he's taking too much punishment as he moves back toward the ropes.
Coming up next, Trinidad Vargas and Dominic Gonzalez. 13 fights for you here on Millions.co at DMG Promotions in Long Beach at the fantastic Thunder Studios.
And they almost slammed heads once again, even though Valdez was able to get a short right hand. But as you can see, DJ's starting to assert himself a little bit with that jab. I don't know if Valdez is a little tired, but if you notice, Valdez is starting to pop upright just a little bit more, and he's lost that bend in his knees and the bend in his waist.
Yeah, Valdez, remember, he used to train with Manny Robles and Estrellita back in the day when they had the Rock Gym when he first came from Colombia, and he was Oscar Valdez's sparring partner. And he would just, they had to tell him, hey, we're sparring, we're not fighting tonight. He has one speed, Mike.
Yeah, some guys are just like that. They're just tough outs. They're rough guys, and he lands a good combination there. And I think what he's looking to do now is try to win the second half of this round, because the first half of this round definitely belonged to DJ. And there's a good West, the best punch that DJ's landed all night. That good straight right hand.
It took him 5 rounds to do it, though. Yeah, Valdez from a rough area of Colombia. You're right, does send money back to the family. And this is an example of fighting your way out of the streets.
Literally.
Had to leave Colombia, as you said, for safety reasons.
You know, when you move to South Central LA,
yep.
And
it's safe.
The place you lived at was pretty rough. Better round for DJ as he catches a good right hand left hook at the end of the round. And we go to some highlight. There's that straight left down the pipe. And as you can kind of tell, Valdez's posture is starting to get a little bit upright. But that doesn't mean he's not coming full steam.
Millions.co is where you're watching it tonight. Good action-packed card from DMG Promotions at Thunder Studios in Long Beach. This is a real good fight. Brandon Valdez in green, 15-6, had 7 stoppages, but he's lost his last 3. Undefeated top prospect DJ Zamora, 16-0, was cut in the 3rd round. They've done a good job controlling it, but now has DJ given away too many early rounds.
But in a 10-round fight, he can work his way back in the fight. One thing I notice about the trend of this fight, whoever wins the first minute or the first 30 seconds seems to control the round.
Yeah.
Brandon came out and started doing some of the things that he was doing in the 3rd and the 4th round, and he's pushing DJ back a little bit.
And you like that, though, because you're the youngster, you're undefeated, you have to put your authority out there, right?
Well, you at some point you got to draw the line in the sand, and here's the thing that I don't like that DJ's doing. He's letting himself, he's accepting going backwards. When last round he was able to establish that center of the ring, and he had a lot more success, just like that.
There it is. That's where he wants to be.
And his face is not just with the cut and the swelling under the right eye. He's got a little bit of swelling under the left eye. I don't like that move that he does where he almost drops down on the ground, because if you get hit with a punch there, you don't have much margin for error for your balance, and it could be scored a knockdown.
Now, Zamora has 11 stoppages. Is that real power, Mike?
No, he's not what you consider a big puncher.
Okay.
He's probably going to get volume, the quality of the opposition, because he hasn't done anything yet, I say the word yet, to get Valdez off of him.
He's coming into that man strength of his.
Yeah, and Valdez definitely already has his man strength.
Because the knockouts for Zamora were early on in his career.
And you see that a lot the first 10 fights.
Yeah.
As you notice, Valdez is bending at the waist again, and then when he's coming up, he's throwing. I just think DJ's being a little bit too passive.
So what should he be doing for DJ?
He should be doubling up his jab and pushing Valdez back. Get him discouraged, and he's got to throw something to get Valdez off of him.
Well,
right
there's
now,
nothing for Valdez to say, I'm scared of anything.
I mean, look at his body language. He's coming forward, he's sticking his tongue out, he's bending at the waist, and he's throwing those kind of shots that he's had effect with. They're not textbook the way you draw them up, but he's very physical, and he's landing some. Just like right there, that right hand. And I guarantee you, DJ's took more right hands tonight than he's probably taken in his entire career.
Absolutely. I mean, his last fight against Castaneda was one-sided. He controlled that. Final seconds of round number 6. Good back and forth in our opening bout between DJ Zamora and Brandon Valdez.
Good close of the round for Valdez. A good veteran knows how to, I'm not going to say steal rounds, but they know when to punch.
He hounded home for that the first minute of the fight, and he has not stopped. Like, we're not keeping score here, but unofficially, the eye test tells you that Brandon Valdez in the green is controlling this fight.
Yeah, we're not keeping score, but my eyes tell me it's no worse for him than 3-3 and most likely 4-2.
Because the bigger shots have landed by Valdez in the green. But like we were talking about Valdez's upcoming and the career that he's had, fighting undefeated fighter, undefeated fighter, undefeated fighter. And he's given them brawls, and he's made it tough, but he just doesn't have that extra oomph to get over the top. Could tonight be the one?
Yeah, he doesn't. He hasn't shown that he's had that next level gear against really good opposition. But the other fights that I've actually worked and I've actually seen with him, he starts to leak oil right around the 5th or 6th round. Tonight, he's not leaking any oil.
You just said at the end of the round about closing the round strong. This is about closing a fight strong if you're Valdez. Don't let DJ gain any kind of confidence.
Absolutely, and here's the thing that he's doing. He's staying active enough. The harder shots each round, whether he's winning the round or not, have been landed by Valdez. And when you see a fighter go back to the ropes, and he's not going to say stumble, but they get out of defensive posture, the judges may see that the guy's actually doing more than he is.
Rudy Barragan, Fernando Villarreal, and Dr. Lou Moret, the judges tonight. Veterans in the Southern California fight scene.
One of the things that Brandon Valdez is doing is he's throwing more jabs tonight than I've seen him throw, and he's doing something that I love the fighter to do.
How about that right hand, Mike? Yes. It was set up by the feint.
Set up by the feint and set up by the jab. The better you can jab, the better you can feint.
I've known Brandon for a few years now. I didn't even know he had a jab.
Yes.
It was an idea to him. He's boxing tonight, Mike. He's not brawling.
When he's being just physical enough as well that he's imposing his will, and he's definitely a much more physical fighter than DJ. DJ's coming into that man strength, and Brandon's had it for a few years. That's probably the first feint that I've seen DJ Zamora do all night. The only thing is he didn't punch off the feint.
You've been saying that since the opening bell, Mike. You want to see more activity, double up the combinations, throw punches and bunches.
Here's the thing, though. When you let your hands go, you become a little bit more defensively vulnerable, just like he did there. And sometimes subconsciously, guys will not let their hands go or sit down on punches because they know that the fire is hot in there. And the fire is definitely hot tonight with Brandon Valdez as he lands another right hand.
Trinidad Vargas, Dominic Gonzalez coming up next. Still have Steven Navarro, Joseph Sevilla, Tatum Beltran, and Eric Mondragon. 13 fights total for you here at DMG Promotions, and it's opening up hot on a Friday night.
Another good close to the round from a scoring standpoint by Valdez, who actually is starting to get a little bit of swelling on his right cheek. As we go to some action from round 7, Valdez right up on his chest. And every time they exchange, Valdez seems to be getting the better of the harder punches, and he's usually ending that combination with a good right hand. DJ Zamora definitely does not want to be on those ropes. These last 3 rounds, Beto, I think he needs to maintain that center of the ring so this fight does not slip away from him.
Mike, I think the fight is slipping away from him. You're heading in the 8th round. If you're Zamora, again, the unofficial eyes here, it's been Brandon Valdez controlling it. Brandon Valdez landed the bigger shots. Brandon Valdez cut him, mind you, with accidental headbutt. But the bigger shots that the judge is probably going to reward are from Valdez. And there's a good shot from Zamora, but one at a time. So if I'm Zamora, I'm thinking, or his corner, you got to put some pressure, right?
He's got to do just that, just like you said about the pressure. He needs to start backing Valdez up because Valdez is not as good. He's not as good defensively moving backwards.
This is the fight that Valdez wanted. Stay in the middle and don't box. Let's just brawl.
Well, here's the thing. When you're controlling the center of the ring, you're moving forward. Your legs are not going to get as tired as when you're moving post to post. And there's another good right hand. I can tell you from experience.
Another solid right hand from Valdez. Mike, he has hit that over and over tonight.
Yes, he's found a home for that. He's throwing it at the right angle and just at the right time. And people don't realize when you're moving post to post, moving backwards, you get tired. I don't care how good a shape you're in. Right there is what DJ needs to do, but he's got to be a lot more authoritative with that front hand, with that jab. Good left hand, but then again, it's just one at a time. One at a time is not going to keep Valdez off. You got to get his attention for something that he knows that there are sharks swimming in them waters.
Last time Valdez won was in 2023 at a show in Tacoma, Washington. He went the distance, got 10 rounds out of it.
And this is where DJ does not want to be, because this is where Valdez flourishes. That's probably the best inside combination off the ropes that Zamora has thrown, with a nice, good left hook to the body. That definitely got Valdez off of him. And that's what he needs to do.
Momentarily, because Valdez came right back at him. Valdez's hands really low, Mike.
You know, but he can get away with that from far away, and I'm going to tell you why. Because Zamora's moving backwards. Zamora's moving backwards. Another good right hand. This is where how he's been closing out the last part of the rounds.
In the corner, 30 seconds to go in round number 8. DJ rolls off the ropes. And now they're in the middle.
And what does the optics tell you there? By the crowd reaction. Even if he didn't land every punch, he's in control of that action.
These trial horses can be tougher than a $2 steak, Mike. Did I say it the right way?
Yeah, they're like chewed bubble gum.
And be careful with them. Don't let them hang around.
And once again, for about the 5th round in a row, Valdez closes the round, Beto, with punches. But this is where he does not want to be. Every time he gets on the ropes, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 times, he's gotten the worst of those exchanges. And basically, Beto, he's letting Valdez fight downhill. Valdez hasn't had a lot of opportunities in his career the last couple of years to fight downhill. And this is how Valdez closes the round. And he's keeping a nice close guard right there, and he's just much physically stronger than DJ Zamora.
Our opening bout, round number 9. Mike, you were saying that this is the part where Valdez leaks oil, right? This is going to be a question of conditioning, because the last round he had his mouth wide open. He opens up this 9th round wide open, gasping for air. So that's going to be the question for Valdez, is the conditioning. And can Zamora do something to pull away?
Well, I think knowing that he only has 2 more rounds, he only has to sit in that stool 1 more time. And I think a lot of the times him opening his mouth is just kind of a bad habit, because I think he's actually posturing, gesturing, and maybe doing even a little talking to Zamora. And he's been moving forward the whole fight. He hasn't been in duress for multiple rounds or multiple times.
I like what I see, and so do you. You can tip the fighters at millions.co, millions.co, where you're watching this fight right now, this stream. You can tip the fighters, and they will appreciate it, as they're putting it on the line for you. That's old school right there. Remember, Mike, you would go to the fight, you told them they would throw dollars at the fighters if they like what they had?
Yeah, and if they didn't like, they'd throw coins.
Yeah.
You hear lots of whistles, and you get hit with coins, just like you did at the old Olympic Auditorium, and everybody in Southern California misses that venue.
Well, now we go modern in 2025. Millions.co.
Who would have thought that you could tip the fighters?
Mike, wait till I tell you some of the other streaming things you can do. Don't worry about that.
Yes.
Right now, it's all about Brandon Valdez at the green and DJ Zamora. The fighter from Vegas just gets tagged with an uppercut.
And before that, Zamora had been controlling the action. And here's the thing that I always challenge the judges. They see that Zamora's doing a little better, but does it mean that he's winning the round? And that's always a challenge for the judges, just because the guy does better. And you're right, that was a good observation on your part. Valdez is a little bit tired, but I know one thing. He might be taking this 9th round off. He's going to come out smoking in that 10th round.
But that's something where guys like this who haven't won in a couple years, they're sensing something. And Valdez has not stopped from the opening round with the aggression.
No.
I thought he would fade.
You know what? Because I've seen his last couple fights, and I worked one of them, and it was against really good high-pressure opposition, pinpoint punchers that were pushing him back into the ropes. DJ hasn't made him be in a position tonight where he could wear him out.
Well, DJ hasn't done anything to make Valdez stop coming forward.
Exactly, and that's why he's been able to maintain his pace and have faith in his conditioning, because he's the one coming forward right now. A little bit of defensive movement, some head movement, bending at the knees, and a good right hand. That was probably the best, most solid right hand he landed in a couple of rounds. For Valdez, right there as he backed him up against the ropes. As Zamora closes the round strong, and will it be enough as they exchange combination?
That's nice right at the end. That's real good. We go to the 10th and final. Valdez has a big smile on his face. 10th and final round.
Touch him up. Let's keep it clean. Viene limpio. Viene limpio. Go ahead. Go back. Let's go, guys.
10th and final round here. Brandon Valdez in green, looking for the upset of DJ Zamora, who was a perfect 16-0. And Mike Rodriguez, what are they saying in the corner of Brandon Valdez?
They're very, I talked to trainer Javier Capetillo. They're very happy with Brandon. They want him to keep his hands up this round. They like the pressure, but they actually, believe it or not, even though they think they're ahead, they want more pressure this round.
So don't leave it at any kind of question marks.
When you're at the stage of the career like Valdez, you can't take any chances. You have to seize every moment that you have, because like you said, he hasn't won in 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And he definitely
good shot from Valdez!
Stop. I got you.
Uppercut, he got him with the chest.
Let's go.
I do not like the body language from DJ Zamora.
And he took another good left hook, and as you can see, Valdez is very confident right now. That, you and I watch enough fights, that's a confident fighter as he landed a good left hook as he pushes Zamora back against the ropes with a good body shot. And he's starting to rough him up right now.
Stop. I got you. So let him go.
Trinidad Vargas, Dominic Gonzalez coming up next.
And we're just getting started.
Yeah, this is the way to heat it up here at DMG Promotions at Thunder Studios in Long Beach, California. This is not the fight that I expected getting prepared for this one.
And you're right. I kind of expected that Zamora was going to show his class after 4 or 5 rounds.
Yeah, exactly the way that I thought. I thought he would outbox him. I thought he would control it. And just like you said, the leaking on, I thought Valdez would run out of gas. And Mike, it looks like he refueled.
Well, yeah.
Good hook from Valdez. Right hand from Valdez.
He's definitely walking through. That was probably the best punch of the fight by Zamora. And if he wants to win this fight, he needs to sell out right now, Beto. He needs to sell out this last minute.
Now Valdez sticking his tongue out at him.
And as you can see, Valdez does get wild, and he's open to getting hit with those shots. Now, whether Zamora can do that this last 40 seconds remains to be seen, but he's trying. And Valdez pushes him against the ropes and throws some, what I like to say, fan and judge-friendly punches. He might not be landing them all, but what are the optics?
What has Valdez done tonight, Mike? He's closed every round.
Every round, with the exception of maybe the 3rd round.
That's when we had the clash, too.
He's actually, I'm sorry, the 4th round. He's closed every round strong.
Good rounds from Brandon Valdez. He yelled at a whoa. He's feeling good about himself, Mike. So to go to the judges' scorecards, Rudy Barragan, Fernando Villarreal, and Lou Moret will decide the fate of DJ Zamora and Brandon Valdez.
It was a great fight to open the night. I hope the judges get it right.
So again, we didn't keep score here. What does your unofficial eye have?
At worst case scenario, I think it's 7-3 for Valdez. I could live with 6-4. Anything other than that, I'm going to be disappointed.
I'll tell you what, the corner of DJ Zamora, not exactly jumping up and down over there.
No, and I think, you know, there's a lot on the line. Every fight means a lot to fighters. You got two legendary Hall of Famers that drove out to Vegas to watch you fight. You fight under the top-ranked banner, and it doesn't get any bigger than Bruce Trampler or Brad Goodman.
And they know Valdez because he's fought on the top-ranked bubble back during the COVID time.
Yes.
So they know exactly what he is. And our ring announcer, Chad Fishburne, has the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Rudy Barragan scores at 98 to 92. Judge Fernando Villarreal scores at 99 to 91. And Judge Lou Moret scores at 98 to 92. All for your winner by way of unanimous decision, DJ the War Machine Zamora!
I'm sorry. And you can hear the booing of the fans. If I was in the stands right now, I would be booing as well. I'm sorry. Some of those judges I know. One or two of them are my friends. DJ Zamora did not win that fight. He's going to watch this broadcast. He's not going to like what you and I say. I almost think that they read those scorecards wrong.
Mike, the way it came out, 98-92.
How about
99-91? You only gave one round to the kid?
I mean, what was the round they gave him to when he almost knocked him out?
And you see more. Great job by our replay truck.
Our replay did a great job.
All the highlights are of Valdez.
Yeah, it kind of ruined what such a great fight that it was. And I don't want to take anything away from DJ Zamora.
No. It was a great learning lesson for him. But Mike, that was not a 99-91 fight. For either fighter.
No.
For either one.
No. And I'm not judging it. We're just going by the eyes every round. Who would I want to be? And I would have rather been Valdez every round than I would have Zamora. As we take a look at a lot of the good action. Now Zamora did land some good jobs, but he spent a lot of that fight with his back against the ropes. But 99-91, you know, when I heard that score 99-91 and 98-92, I really thought, you know what, the judges got it right for Brandon Valdez.